welcome to Kokak. Alright, so this is a post 20 degrees Fahrenheit video. So I had a event a couple days ago where the propane tanks got too low, the gas wouldn't run through the line. I'm not really totally sure exactly what happened. Regardless, it got down to 20 degrees in here. 20 Fahrenheit. I'm not sure what that is Celsius. Maybe someone can correct me. Initially, I came in here the day of and noticed a few plants that seemed to be damaged. Now I can see the damage, so I'm going to just kind of go around and show exactly what happened. As you can see, the heater is back there. It's warmer back there. It's colder the closer to the door you get. This Paraskiopsis is still alive. All the leaves died. All the leaves were killed. No big deal. They'll come back. It'll probably pup insanely this spring. This is a succulent. I can't remember the name of it. It starts with a C. So I'm sure someone could help me out with that too. The tips died. The tips got frosted. They're dead. It'll be fine. They'll come back. Whatever. This flapjack looks like it got pretty freaking cold. Don't think it died, but it got really cold. Some of the tips of these aloe leaves got frosted and flopped. The bloom, this was blooming at the time because it was staying warm enough in here until it randomly got to 20 degrees. They flopped. There's some Hyloceras that's been growing in here. There are sections that are totally fine, like that one. Even though it's touching the wall, it's not frozen, but this one is clearly frozen. And as it thawed, you can tell that it was frozen because of the way it flops over and the discoloration in the body. This is all 20 degrees Fahrenheit for, who knows, probably 5 to 6 hours. I was asleep during most of it. This, I can't really tell. I think most of it may be fine. It definitely got frosted, and in the original video I mentioned that I broke some leaves off and they shattered, which is proof it froze. This plant was another one I pointed out. You can see the tips that died because they flop over. Keep it from getting all blurry for some reason. So yeah, those certain ones froze and died. This plant was one that I thought had gotten pretty badly frozen, but it seems to have been fine. Except for you can see this one head down here is flopped over, which means it probably froze and died. Very weird that one head can freeze and die and the rest of the plant's totally fine. Same with this. I mean, you can see all those are flapped over and dead. And then yet there's still ones right next to each other that are standing upright and are not frozen. So most of the damage happened down here because it gets colder over here. The heater can't push the heat far enough. This died, but I think it's been dead for a while, seeing as it's completely dry and totally hollow. So it must have rotted out or froze a while back. But to the normal person, you probably couldn't really tell. And then I got some things like this. So this plant, I shouldn't have chopped it so I could show you in the video, but I already chopped it. The tip died. It was growing because I had been watering, and it was pretty warm in here, and the 20 degree Fahrenheit temperature killed the tip. You can see on some of these this speckling. That's frost damage. It almost killed the tips on these ones, and you can see that because of this distinct speckling. Skin got a little frosty. And then there's still some other examples of ones that actually the tip died from frost. So I'll show you what those look like. Here's a little, you can see the speckling. These are borderline. These ones almost got frozen. They almost died, but they're fine. So these were in the original video. The ones that are still standing are still alive, miraculously, seeing as they've been neglected since November 2017. Almost, I don't know how long that's really been, but these ones, the parade got frozen. So who knows? I'll maybe cut those off and see if they'll grow on their own, but probably not really do much with them. All the big boys are fine still. No damage that I can visibly see. No speckling. They appear to be fine. This one made me a little nervous because of how white it seems in the middle. Or yellowish instead of green. Now I'll bring you over to one of the great tragedies of this event. This graft right here is one of my pride and joy. It used to have 3 cycons around coming off the pups of the Perry. I dropped a plant off of this shelf, fell and knocked one off. You see there's the Perisciopsis still on the bottom there. This is a SS Terraschekii scopulicola. But the tip on it died. It's got dead tip, is my opinion. I mean, it might recover, but that speckling, that yellow, is definitely overnight from the frost. It was not there before, and it is there now, instantly. And then, let's see. So we got this shelf here. Tip died. You can see the speckling pattern. Got frozen. This one, I think, is fine. This one died. You can see that telltale speckling. Oh, that was almost a tragedy. That would have been great to catch on video, huh? I mean, dropping more plants on each other. Anyways, yeah, that one's not dead. Well, no, I think it is. I think actually this one did die too. Yeah, dead tip. And maybe this one, yeah. You can see it. It's kind of deep in there, but it's all. Oh, and then this is my clone A that a buddy gave me. TBM long form. Tip died. Frost killed it. And then I think that's pretty much it for the damaged stuff, which I'm lucky. I mean, I could have. That's all I've noticed so far. I think there might have been some seedlings. Yeah, okay, I did notice some seedlings over here that have white tip, which means those tips are dead. They're frozen. They got froze. So, but the plant's fine. I mean, they'll just pup later. The root system's still good. They're not dead. They're just damaged. So, your plants can probably get to 20 degrees. They'll probably get hurt. But like I said, I mean, you got plants right next to each other that are fine, and then other plants that got frozen. Example right here. I mean, that one's pretty much fine. It's got a little bit of thrip damage, and then this one is the tip's frozen. And I mean, why is this one right here. Why did this one's tip not freeze and die, but all the ones around it did? I don't know. Why did this crest not have the tip die on it, but the ones right next to it did? I don't know. So, had a little catastrophe. Well, it's not a catastrophe. Just some slight damage to some plants after the 20-degree weather. And as you can hear, my daughter is yelling my name. It's probably dinner time, so I'm gonna get going. But happy cactusing, and you can get to 20.